Hey guys, it's John here, and welcome back inside the Vintage Geeks toy room. And we're taking a look at my collection of Devastator toys. This is the original one that I had when I was a child, still owned to this day, and still in pretty good shape. I think I put him in robot mode and left him that way. And we got Scarlett today. Dun, dun, dun. New from the G.I. Joe Classified series. It's Scarlett. And since these boxes are new and you've never seen them before, let's compare them to a Black Series box. They are a little bit bigger, as in wider, if you want to call it that way. But otherwise, they are basically the same height and the same width. Doesn't look like there's any width difference here. So they're just different in the, length of the box that way, I guess. Thickness, I don't know, width, I guess that's width, and the thickness was what we were talking about. Warning label 4+ on the front of the box. We have a photo of her, G.I. Joe Classified series, her name, Scarlett, Hasbro down the bottom corner. There's that picture there, the nice drawing. Although I'm not sure that's a really nice drawing of her. I don't know. It's good enough, right? Full scale image on the side of her in 3 or 4 different outfits. Fighting off enemies down there in the bottom. And on this side we have number 5 and G.I. Joe written on the bottom. And we got these little symbols here, the name Scarlett again. And the bottom has standard label stuff and the barcode for those who want the barcode. There you go. Back of the packaging is real generic. We just have the famous poster that we've come to know and love with all the characters on it. A bunch of nonsense warning stuff, Hasbro. And yeah, that really awesome picture that we've come to see everywhere with all the characters that we know are coming down the road. And Scarlett in the front here. Now there's no, this is the thing, there's no real stat card, so I'm assuming that's what these symbols are on the side here. This is her stats, so she must be trained in these areas. These 4 particular areas are what she's trained in, and that's the only thing we have to go on, and your interpretation of those is as good as anyone's because they don't really say what they are. Alright, we got her out of the box here. She comes with 3 knives. 2 of the knives look similar. They have serrated edges on one side and a blade edge on the other. Kind of like a Rambo knife in a sense. Curved handle for easy grip and usage. And she has a twin that is the same but opposite. You see that? So she has twin daggers that are the same but opposite, and then she has a smaller hand dagger that's also curved with a slightly curved blade. Best used for close quarters combat, slicing and dicing of your enemies there. And she has her blaster pistol. Looks a lot like a Stormtrooper blaster in most respects, except for the barrel. The barrel's been modified to be able to handle this attachment. Clips on right there, and there's a little tiny 2 clips back in the back to hold the string. And you've got the new mechanical crossbow. This thing is a cool, laser-guided crossbow that shoots out energy-bladed weapons that, just cut through your enemies. Scarlett herself, man, this head sculpt's pretty good. The head moves around, up and down, left and right. The hair looks really nice on her. It's a separate piece stuck to the top of the head. This little armband over here does not allow this arm to go all the way up, but it does swivel, 180 that way. There's no bicep twist on her. As you can see with this one, I can get a little bit higher. She's got an elbow twist, though, instead of the bicep twist. and a single jointed elbow joint there, sort of hidden behind her elbow piece of armor there. She has a wrist twist, and the wrists bend. You can see on this one that they bend in and out. That one's easier to bend than the other one. Her hips and waist and this area, the diaphragm, like this all twists and moves. So they both move, bend like that, and they both bend forward. And the top twists and the bottom twists. So you can, like I've done here, I've got her in a wonky position. That's not really human. Her legs will move out and forward. So she can do a split, and she can sit down just fine if you want to put her around the campfire. Or driving a vehicle, whatever you got. This butt gets in the way, though, just like with Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series. They do not go back all the way. Leg twist at the thigh. You've got double jointed knees. And you have a calf twist here. And the legs, the feet themselves have the pivot and the bend. So all in all, she's pretty much exactly like a Black Series or a Marvel Legends action figure. The waist belt is really cool. Make sure you put the gold in the front. But it fits really nicely. It's a separate piece. It can spin around. You can do all kinds of things with it. Same with the backpack and front belt. It all just kind of goes over her shoulder. She does have a hole in the back to carry a backpack, but the backpack does not peg in. Her backpack, I mean. The hair looks really nice, like I was saying earlier. There's various shades of color in there. There's various spots of that let the light shine through. Almost like it's, opaque a little bit. Or less opaque, I should say. The hand dagger, the curved blade, fits perfectly right in the front. And the backpack can stash the other two mirror daggers, the twins, I'll call them. They seem to fit best if you put the curve this way. So you'll see both blades, the grips are sort of on the outside and the curves are in. And they do seem to fit best that way, from what I've found. And then the gun fits beautifully right in this hand, and the trigger finger goes right in the trigger slot, making it look pretty perfect. Really nice. Very cool action figure here. We got Scarlett. I'm very happy to have her. Let's put her up on the round table. We got a standard pose here with her sort of shooting a crossbow weapon. And yeah, I like her. I mean, I do. I really like her. I think this is a good action figure. It's a good version of Scarlett. It's not quite the... It's not quite like any of the cartoons that we've had. The color scheme is the same. She's still got the stars on her one gauntlet. But it's a totally different outfit and armor set than anything we've seen. I guess it's closest to some of the stuff we saw from Resolute. But the color scheme is more like her Gen 1, Real American Hero color scheme. With just armor plating, I guess you could say. Like her boots, those things are chunky. The knee pads, she never had those in the in that thing. And the blue was very subtle. Like the whole body was that tannish yellow color, which now is taken over by some of the blue. And they've given her more shoulder pad like things and stuff like that compared to the 80s Real American Hero cartoon. But she still is in those Scarlet colors, so that's the thing that lets you know this is Scarlet. The red hair, the same color scheme on the outfit, and those throwing stars on the gauntlet is a nice touch, throwback to that 80s Real American Hero cartoon. And she's decked out with a lot more gear, like the 3 daggers and stuff like that, which you didn't always see her have in the cartoon. I suspect that some of these models, based on the artwork and things that I've seen of other characters, that there is an idea for a show in mind where these outfits will match what we see in that show. Sort of like an updated Real American Hero. If you want to put the daggers on, if you wanted to use those and you're wondering what to do with the parts for the crossbow, I've kind of come up with this. This is the best I could come up with on the fly at the moment. I mean, maybe I can tinker with it some more and we'll come up with a better solution. But I've strapped the bowcaster part around over her shoulder there, and then the gun is tucked in the belt right there in the back. And it seems to work really well. She still has full posability and movement, and she can hang on to the blades very well, the twin blades I've got her hanging on to right now. So she can go into action, into battle, carrying all her gear and still using the daggers, the blades, for her self-defense or offense against a ninja or anything that's coming her way. Because Scarlett was often seen in that karate outfit, acting ninja-like. She was a student of Snake Eyes, which we have right here. Snake Eyes and Scarlett often worked together, and there were a lot of hints at a romantic relationship between the two of them. Started out in Real American Hero, where she was very close to Duke. They even often called each other honey and things like that. And then later on in the cartoon and in the comics themselves, it became clear that she became really close to Snake Eyes over time. Although there had always been something there, at least friend-wise, even when she was with Duke. I do believe in the comics later on she actually became part of the Arashikage clan. You guys can correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong with that, but I do believe that did happen. She joined Snake Eyes' clan. At least I feel like I've seen her sporting those the I Ching that Snake Eyes sports for his clan, that his clan sports. Do you sport I Ching symbols? I don't know. Well, guys, I want to just say thanks a lot for watching. I'll have a couple more poses here as I go on out. But there you go, Scarlett from G.I. Joe Classified series by Hasbro. I really do appreciate you guys watching. Hit up Patreon if you want to help support the channel. Links will be in the description below. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button, because we got a lot more really cool stuff coming down the pipe. Everything that comes into my toy room from the 60s, 70s, 80s on up to what came out just the other day are showcased and spotlighted in one of these videos. Yeah. Really cool stuff coming down the road here. We got a lot of coming in the next couple weeks. Alright, thanks guys. We'll see you guys later. And yeah, peace out. See ya.